Good morning, pregame crew. It is Wednesday, November 9th, 2022. It is 6:21 a.m. Mountain Time, okay, and 8:21 a.m. Eastern. Good morning to everyone but Sam Bankman-Fried. Not good morning to you. Thank you, Night Truck. Hey, Amir, Jerry, Casey, Mal, Matthew, Andrew, Lisa, Whitney, Andre, Bennett, Greg. Good morning. Good morning. It has been a beautiful morning. I have been listening to Wolfpack. Is that how you say that? Oh my, on repeat. Love, love, love them. Dan introduced me to them and I just love them. Good morning. I see a few chart requests coming in. So the way this works, in about 8 minutes, I'll get started on indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. Between now and then, I've started saying hello to my friends. We did that audio visual check and now I'm going to do a few chart requests. This just kind of helps me get warmed up and it's a way for me to squeeze in charts that you're interested in. So let's get started with Carvana. How does this dumpster fire look? Okay, we're still in Black Dirt Breakdown. Hit a new all-time low yesterday at 650. This looks like a bear flag to me. Probably looks better tightened up on the 6 hour or 12 hour. Yeah, 12 hour potential bear flag. You're going to get these dead cat bounces, and that was a really good bounce. 16% bounce. You're going to get those where bears are covering because the gains are just too good. But overall, bears have control of this chart. Okay. Bon matin, Mal. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming good morning. I know bon means good. Run. No, thank you. Kidding. All right. Run is green this morning. This is solar. So it looks like everything was kind of split overnight with red and blue. And this is not a comment on politics. This is not a political forum. Please, no comments. I was looking for if Democrats took the majority of the elections that maybe solar could get a bump this morning. So it looks pretty mixed out there, and that's reflected here. Resistance to high of yesterday, 24.72. Looks like you have just a tightening range here. You need to get over 24.72. And if you were to get over 24.72, you kind of got this rising wedge thing going on. So caution with that. A tiny higher high without a lot of follow through up to, let's say, 24.80 area could be a top fish. What's up, Slow Devil? How are the kitty cat dealing business going? Kitty cat dealer? Oh, good, Josh. That's great to hear. Oh, there's my baby. Hey, Madison, I love you. And I'm available to bring you to the airport if needed. Hey, Michael, Cam, Josh, Gary, Tommy. Okay, I'm out of order. Let me go back. Sorry, y'all. Square, you need a block. So Square is related to blockchain. Obviously, they've changed their name to Block, and crypto is getting the ever-loving you-know-what beat out of it. So Square, I would expect some red from this. It's like a megaphone. Do y'all see that? And SPY looked like that as well. Apple looked like that, where we've got higher highs than lower lows without a lot of follow through. So 60.16 is the key support from yesterday's low. The pre-market support is 60.50, resistance 62.64, and 65.80. I'd have a hard time going long on this name today with the crypto weakness. Hi, Mary Ludovic Mustang. How are you, Mustang? Keggers, haven't seen you in a while. Glad that you're back. Coin is on my list actually today. They got a downgrade. And speaking of the crypto weakness, I'm looking to short pops on coin. Resistance 50.80, 51.50, support 47.53 and below 47.53. Is $44.15. Actually, you have this $46 over here, then $44.15. BIGC. Weekly is not oversold. That's interesting. They're able to really sell this thing off hard without the weekly getting oversold. Daily RSI is 23, 4 hour 18. It's pretty beat up, but I see no signs of bulls. You have resistance at 861, support 803, then $8 psychological, and below 8 psych is just psych levels because you're in Black Dirt Breakdown. Dang, this name has gotten obliterated. Okay. Hey, Chris. Black Dirt Breakdown, that is a term that Dan dubbed a name that is making new all-time lows. Sure, I can look at Piton. We'll get started in 3 minutes. Jason, you're funny. Hey, Maddie. Oh, so cosmopolitan, Mal. Okay, Cam, are you the one that asked about Piton? No, Chris looked at it. Okay. This looks like a diamond bearish reversal pattern. But let's get on higher time frames and get our bearings. Weekly, it made a higher high. Shocking. Daily uptrend, ugly. Upper wicks, a profit taken. You see this outside bar here? Typically, you start forming higher highs and lower lows. That's what I was seeing on lower time frames. Support 924, 878. Resistance 966 and 986. We're in the middle of no man's land. This is what I call diddling in the middle. I don't diddle in the middle. And you're right in this large range from yesterday. You could actually have an inside bar today and stay inside that very large range. Got you, Whitney. I still think that Square still has some crypto influence on the price. Oh, Chris, you're nice. I may be out of order. Slow devil. You little devil you. I had that in my notes. It's a failed megaphone, but it could be a diamond pattern. You typically want those 3 touches to the top side and to the downside, and because we came inside that pattern, that's typically a diamond pattern. Yes, that's exactly what I have in my notes. You're welcome, Cam. Hey, Simone. No, you're the chart queen. Okay, if everyone could hit the like button, there's 199 of you right now, so I should have 199 likes, and then I can get started talking. I won't get started with the show until we hit 100 likes. How about I hold the show hostage? I'm kidding, I wouldn't do that, but I really would appreciate your likes. I lost favorite in the 2nd grade. I can't believe they did that then, but you would vote for class favorite, a guy and a girl, and I lost by 1 vote, and my teacher's like, did you vote for yourself? I'm like, no. She said it takes a sorry dog not to wag its own tail, so I'm going to hit the like button too. Thanks, Short Bus. Appreciate it. All right, so let's get started with the dollar. Actually, let's get started with introductions. This is who I am. I'm Charkow Lori. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, at Charkow Lori. And you could check us out at chartguys.com. What we do is we teach technical analysis, and we have the best community on the web, on the interwebs, as my brother-in-law would say. So we have a community room, we have commodities, crypto, so we have Slack. A lot of people don't know what we do or how we do it, but we have this community. It's not Discord. It's a lot more advanced than Discord. We keep things pretty well organized so folks can get their ideas, get their setups, and go about their merry way without a lot of noise, because your time is the most precious commodity that we have. So off the screen, I have my notes that I've been typing up for a few hours, and I will copy and paste those in the TCG chat room when I'm done. So now let's get started with the dollar. This is a monthly bull flag. We lost the low of last month. So of October, the low was 119.53. Yesterday, start again, 109.53. And today we hit 109.36. Or this month, yesterday, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. We broke the low of last month. It's still a potential monthly bull flag. So dollar bears don't need to get overconfident, but I would say they made a stand yesterday and it was notable. It was reflected across all asset classes, as Dan pointed out. Asset classes really enjoyed the fact that the dollar is chilling the frick out. So we have daily lower highs and lower lows, and frick is a bad word, kids. Your support, that 109.35, and we hit 109.36 yesterday, so we are holding this tiny little support over here, but we need dollar weakness to continue. And if we go look at it on the 6 hour, we have a potential bear flag. Oh, nope, it's bouncing up to negate the bear flag. So that's good for market bears, that the dollar is seeing a significant enough bounce to negate a bear flag. So this is the weighting concept that I introduced a few weeks ago, and I've been hitting it intermittently, trying to figure out how to incorporate it into my process. My process is so regimented in the morning from when I wake up till I hit the play button that I haven't incorporated it fully. But this is a way for me to communicate to you versus using adverbs and things being subjective. This is a way for me to do chunking of data. So chunking, let me show you what I mean. Here's the definition of chunking. Chunking is the ability to group very small bits of seemingly separate information into one unit. Experienced traders see market data in chunks, while new traders see a sea of independent and unconnected information bits. So this is a way for me to try to chunk the data visually so you can see how I'm breaking things down in my brain. And by the way, it's emphasis on my brain. This rating system is arbitrary. It's based on my experience level. So from my particular experience in the market, this is what I value more so than X. I value X more so than Y. So that's based on my experience, and it's going to be different based on your experience and what you trade. So market bears are in charge of the weekly ES chart. Bears are in charge of the daily chart. 4 hour bulls are in charge. Let me confirm that I didn't mess up on it. It's a lot of data to get straight at 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay. That's correct. Hourly, we're in a downtrend. It is important that market bulls are holding the weekly 200 MA and they got over the daily 50 MA. For me, that's notable. Okay, so we negated that bear flag. So I would say that that was a move in favor of market bears, what they just did with that dollar bounce. VIX is providing no edge for me at the moment. It's disconnected from the market. People are loaded up on puts, and you just don't see that inverse relationship 1-to-1 like we're used to. So I just disregard it. US 10-year inverse relationship impacts QQ more. It is scouting a daily high or low. Look at all the X's. Let's forget the weighting, that these things, some of these things are more important than others. Look at all of the checks that we have in the market bear column. That tells me today, I go into today with a bear lean, not a bear bias. There's a complete difference. I will let the chart tell me if my bear lean is wrong. All right, so we have US 10-year scouting a daily high or low. Bitcoin is hecka, that's a nice way of saying hella, bearish. Bonds are scouting a daily high or low. That is a check mark in favor of market bulls. Look at this 4 hour. We have enough room for a 4 hour high or low. I should have put 4 hour. That's more clear. Not that it matters that much, but 4 hour high or low. Apple is a potential daily bear flag. QQQ, we're scouting that daily lower high. Tesla, Musk sold, and that could be bullish or bearish because people could say, okay, maybe he's done selling now and Tesla can get a dead cat bounce going. He sold 3.95 billion on November 4th. SMH, a weekly lower high, is on deck. And you've been around these parts for a while, y'all know that I value SMH greatly. It's the fuel that fuels the market's engine. So 204.71 is that level to get through. We butted up against it yesterday and we're unable to break it. Hang Seng was red overnight. DAX was red overnight. XLF and XLV. Okay, now these two I'm bringing forward as very pertinent information today. XLV on the daily 13403. Y'all see that? 13403 is daily resistance. We hit 13389 and rejected yesterday. We came within 14 cents of that level. We are unable to get through that yesterday on that attempt. XLV and XLF have been carrying us for weeks. If they decide to roll over, that is definite checks in favor of market bears. Now look at XLF, double top, 2462, 2460, the high of FOMC reaction. That is a check mark in the favor of the bears. So does this make sense to y'all? It requires probably an extra 20-25 minutes for me to do, but maybe this is a better way of communicating to you. In my prior life, I was in healthcare management, and I would do billing and coding for doctors. My company did for over 200 physicians. And I always said that my particular gift was talking with billers and asking them what they needed, and being able to communicate to a doctor, hey, this is what they need. Kind of as a translator between someone who's non-medical and someone who's medical, and being able to marry up that information. So that's what I'm trying to do with this table, is I'm trying to communicate my brain, like how I'm breaking down data, and have some type of middle ground of that of language we both speak. Because remember, a lot of you do this without having to articulate it to anyone, where I do this and I have to articulate it to someone else. Awesome. Good, 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 good. Good, Richard. That's awesome. The Louisiana stories. Okay. So let's go back up. So now y'all know what the overall perspective of the day is. Now we look at yesterday's action. We are stuck inside that range, and that makes the hourly chart look like drunk girl walking home from the bar in high heels. And if you're new to these parts, sorry for the analogies that you may not be keeping up with. Basically, it's erratic price action because we're playing bangarang within yesterday's price action, and we're probing liquidity to the upside and to the downside, and it creates this erratic price action. We're holding on to the hourly 50 MA right now. That's slightly bullish. However, we are in an hourly downtrend. Your ES levels. So when, oh, Wiz, you're sweet. ICD-10 coding system for the market. I know, Jason. I was actually a certified CPC in my prior life. So, okay. So these light gray numbers over here, they correspond with these horizontal rays for support and resistance. So if I neglect to call them out, you can just screenshot it here. So ES resistance 38.45, support 38.12. NASDAQ resistance 11154, and support is now broken. Support is 11,000 psychological. I'm going to have to clear that off. 11,000 psychological, and then down here at 10,928.75. NASDAQ is leading to the downside. This is my shocked face. NASDAQ has been leading us to the downside this whole time. RTY, your support 1,800, then 1,790, resistance 1,816. I hope you all put your bear britches on this morning, and maybe you took advantage of my early heads up in chat. We'll see. Okay, let me go back. YM. Speaking of britches, YM has its big boy britches on over here. We have a weekly higher high. We don't have a trend change yet, but we have a weekly higher high, folks. We have a daily uptrend. Now, this weekly chart is running into that ever important 50 MA for me. So this is a logical place for bears to look to top fish. You're picking on the biggest bully. YM is the biggest bully, but it is a logical place to potentially top fish. And you could look for an hourly lower high. Well, that's most likely set compared to 33,213. Okay. US 10-year just made that higher high. Again, this is another case for bears. I was looking at this inverse head and shoulders this morning on US 10-year, and this is bearish for QQQ. This bullish pattern is bearish for QQQ. So on the daily, we're looking for a higher low. This is not an ideal cup and handle. Typically, you want it closer to a double top before you do the bull flag out. So it's not ideal, but this could be a potential daily bull flag. US 10-year confirming that 30-minute inverse head and shoulders. That is bearish the market. Hang Seng down 1.14, slightly bearish the market. For us, DAX is down 0.74. Bitcoin getting pummeled Your next support, let's see if anything stands out. 16,200. And then this level over here, not to scare anyone, but that would be a level I would watch on a pullback, since it was a resistance that held for a long time. Of course, we could draw fibs for targets as well. Actually, let me do that. Is there anything that can help us? Nope. Let me draw this. Wrong way. 1 second, I'll get there. Nope, 3577, that's yikes. Okay, I'll quit drawing fibs. I'm gonna scare people. What happened with FTX yesterday is horrible, and I'm not informed enough to explain to you exactly what happened with FTX. It became insolvent, had lots of liquidations. Binance offered to buy it, and I understand withdrawals are being frozen right now. I just know there's a lot of scared people out there, and my heart goes out to you if your money is stuck in FTX and you can't get it out. Is my understanding it's not game over yet, and that's the extent of my understanding. But again, my thoughts are with you. And TCG members, looks like Dan mentioned a Zoom call sometime this week. We can all jump on a call, support one another, and support those that are going through this FTX nonsense. Okay, potential hourly Ethereum bear flag and Bitcoin bear flag. I didn't give you the Bitcoin resistance. 17989, 18495. Ethereum resistance 1246. And support the low of this move at 1136. Ethereum is getting beat up more than Bitcoin. The big kahuna is holding up just a little bit better. Any coin that's not Bitcoin is perceived to be a riskier asset, even Ethereum, and that's most likely why it's getting sold off, and it's also why I'm picking on coin today. Okay, gold. Potential 4 hour, it probably looks better on the 6 hour, yeah. Potential 6 hour bull flag. Weekly resistance 1738. Four-hour bull flag. I would be careful if I was a gold bull up here, knowing that the dollar is bouncing enough to make room for a higher low. Gold may see some more incoming consolidation. I know, don't even look at the fibs, right? Oil was getting interesting for me down here. We broke that support 87.60. Never mind. I was looking at it a couple hours ago. So we have inventory today at 10:30 Eastern. You have resistance at 88.82, 88.95, support 87.11, and below 87.11. Oh, look at that. There's a double. Didn't want to do that. It's a double bottom right there. The next support is 85.92. Hourly downtrend, nat gas. The only uptrend that I saw on nat gas was the daily. Your next support 5614. So we're in a monthly downtrend, weekly downtrend, 4 hour downtrend, hourly downtrend, 15-minute downtrend. So nat gas is really getting beat up down here. They have inventory tomorrow. Pretty extreme move off that daily 50 MA. Apple potential bear flag on the daily. Do y'all see that? That's clear as day. All right, so potential daily bear flag. Hourly chart has this diamond pattern that Slow Devil was bringing up. Resistance 141.43. The top fish area for me is that intraday high at 140.64. Homebody, I know, I can't believe and since our world has moved to online life so much that people just put McDonald's icons on people who are saying they don't have a job and they've lost everything. And I don't think that's funny at all. I think that's horrific. It's just desensitizing the human touch, and it just makes me so sad. Of course, I'm a mama too, and I just think some of these boys could be my kids, and it just breaks my heart that they work so hard. I know how many hours it takes to hone this craft, and then to lose it because of nothing you did, but a broker platform is horrendous. Okay. So Apple top fish against 140.64. Amazon, let me see my notes. Hourly 50 MA overhead. Top fish setup against 90.90. Nvidia had news yesterday morning. I kept saying I didn't know why it was so strong yesterday morning. I did not realize it had positive news. However, this morning it does have some weakness coming in. You have resistance at 14691's a top fish level. It's closer to yesterday's support, more so than most, so it's a top fish setup for me. Tesla, I don't get this. I don't get why it's green at all. Considering Elon sold, I think that's very bearish. But maybe folks are thinking that this $30 drop is over in the last few days now that he may be done selling. It's a top fish for me against 195.20. I guess you could look to bottom fish yesterday's low. I'm not touching Tesla. I took it off my list this morning. Coin is a top fish setup for me with crypto weakness. Resistance 51.50, support 47.69. I don't know, Bennett. I haven't looked. MSOS looks fine. I guess nobody's scared by what they saw in last night's elections, but I don't know that they're terribly encouraged either. It's pretty flat. And somebody had earnings this morning. Was it CGC? Slightly red. Pretty flat. Pretty flat. So coin's a top fish for me. Meta is bouncing. Meta announced that they are doing a round of 13% layoffs, like 11,000 employees. And Zuckerberg, he owned the missteps that he had made personally and moving the company toward higher revenue. And they said that they're going to most likely miss their revenue targets for first quarter of next year or something like that. And we're bouncing on that news that they are laying off all of those excessive hires that they deemed excessive now last year. So you have support at 95.97, 94.79. If I was going to take a tech long today, it would be Meta. XLF is a top fish for me, and XLV. I shared that with you earlier. And TTD is having a good morning. They beat on earnings. This is a ninjas only. I like a high of low bar break. Potential pullback buy on TTD on that big earnings beat that they delivered. Yeah, they're not done yet. I could possibly do that curled up. I could possibly do that like this red. That may make sense. Thank you for that idea. I will run with that and see what I can make happen with that. And probably the level of green too. Like, is there a light green? And maybe like make that a dark green if that's more important. I don't know. I'll play with it. Oh, good, Johnny. That's awesome. All right, I have time for a couple chart requests. Okay, going back. Turtlenecks, I do not know. That's a great question. Is TQQ and SQQ considered the same? I would think not. They have different tickers, so I don't know how that TD Ameritrade and the like would report that as the same. Thanks, Tammy. That's good to know. I appreciate that. Okay, curled up. I'm digging it. Yeah, VIX is hard to read. VIX gave me a tiny heads up yesterday before we reversed. But we're getting really tight on the 15-minute on the VIX up here. So it'll be interesting to see if this breaks to the upside before the market breaks to the downside. It may give us some clues. Thank you, Tammy. I got the numbers. I appreciate it. And there were some numbers yesterday, a headline about semiconductors and Chinese companies trying to control semiconductors. It was perceived to be a negative headlined by me. So, okay, so we have 360 concurrent viewers and only 187 likes. Can we get that over 200? Okay, I'll do Baba because you said please. Hang Seng was red overnight. We got to factor that in. Do we fill that gap? 66.88. Yep, we filled the gap. Looking for a daily high or low compared to 63.40. 4 hour, bears are looking for a lower high. Hourly, I would look for a top fish compared to 68.47 or a bottom fish compared to $65. Let's see. Home Depot went sideways yesterday. We do have that hurricane coming in, but we do have a daily lower high as the more likely scenario. We have to factor that in. Bears are looking at top fish 293.34. Bulls are looking at bottom fish 287.65. Doge. It's green while Bitcoin and Ethereum are red. That's notable. Daily double bottom, tweezer bottom attempt at 0.07748 and 0.07899. 4 hour lower high anticipated. Bears are looking to top fish 11.3. 15-minute uptrend for now, pretty sloppy. Thanks, Kate. You're welcome, Michael. Okay, Wells Fargo. Weekly higher high. I'm looking at this chart knowing the XLF is up against resistance. So I'm going to factor that in. And this is a potential diamond bearish reversal pattern here. It's definitely been one of the stronger names, but I would look to top fish 47.47. All right, that's it for me. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hitting that like button. Y'all did great. Y'all are rock stars. Rock star show. All right. Thank y'all for being here and use stop losses.